Okay, week 17,
Ho,
Premier League predictions.
ho. Merry Christmas, everybody.
He's back. You're
Father
back.
Christmas.
I didn't think I'd see the day.
I know. We've just been apart for so long.
Oh my God, it feels great. Christmas is about family, and Thogdad and Thogden are back together for a great week of Premier League football. It's going to be a crack of some brilliant games.
You know what I want for Christmas?
What?
All my family around me.
You got it. Family's around you.
I know it is.
Yeah.
Scores on the doors.
What I want for Christmas is to win the points.
You're doing all right, Theo, but I'm coming back just that little bit.
No, you're
Thogdad 8 points, you 8 points. The scores are on the doors.
You're not coming back when you draw with me. You've got to win. But this week, I know I'm going to beat you. Comments down below. The predictions will understand why. Get down there. What's the first match?
Newcastle United against Chelsea. It's 12th against 4th, Theo. It's the North East against London, and two teams in decent form. But of course, Newcastle will be depressed after that defeat in the Tyne Weir derby. Last week,
right.
I said Tyne Tees. Honestly,
Can't believe it.
I know the geography of the region. I know the rivers.
Oh, you got it so wrong.
It's just old man stuff going on.
Don't mess up the stuff.
In fact,
in
you
the
know what?
Northeast.
I'm quitting.
What?
I'm quitting the channel because if I make a mistake like that.
Give yourself one more go. Come on.
Okay, one more
go. It's Christmas. It's all about, making up for mistakes. And this is going to be a great game, actually.
Theo,
Newcastle, Chelsea.
Yes.
12th. Newcastle in 12th. Can you believe that? After that Sunderland loss.
Yeah.
The Mackhams were buzzing, but they need to bounce back. Eddie Howe, get your act together. This is your time. You've got Wissa back. You've just beaten Fulham in the EFL Cup 2-1. Wissa even scored. They've got an injury crisis at the back. Livramento walked off the pitch. He might not play in this game. Of course, that's not to mention Botman, Burn. The list goes on. Nick Pope's out. So where do they go? I mean, it is really a lot of the players in the Newcastle team will be back with their family for Christmas. Maybe it's on purpose.
The key thing about this game, Theo, is at St James's Park.
Yeah.
And Newcastle's home record is astonishing. They've won
really
8 of the last 9 games.
And they'll want to bounce back to show the fans.
Playing a Chelsea team who've got Cole Palmer back, and that is massive. We saw what he did last week. He came, he scored, he conquered. So overall, I think this is going to be very close. Tempted to go with a Newcastle win, but I've changed it to a 1-1 draw.
Cole Palmer scares me.
Yeah.
Cole Palmer scares me. And when I did my prediction, I didn't think about him. CP Company might send my prediction to a very wrong thing. But as I said, St James's Park, always get a result at home. Livramento could be back. Wissa looks like he's firing. And that win away at Cardiff for Chelsea doesn't convince me that they're going to come here. I mean, Garnacho scored a brace. Great for them. But I can't see Garnacho continuing that in the Premier League against stronger opposition. So overall, Chelsea's away form has been a little bit rocky in the Prem. We can't ignore that.
Yes, it has. They lost to Leeds, didn't they, the other week?
They did.
If you look at
they
that.
They lost to Atalanta in the Champions League. So, Esteval's not even playing.
Yes.
So it's reliant on maybe Garnacho and Cole Palmer. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm going to say 2-1 to Newcastle.
Ooh.
Yeah. Walter Marder, Wissa, Barnes, Gordon. Some good players.
Well, you think Walter Marder's going to score again? He's now a hero in Sunderland.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
That's why I want to make up for it. For the fans, that they have to bounce back. It's a really important game.
Wolverhampton Wanderers against Brentford is 20th against 15th. It's a team who is virtually relegated. Let's be obvious about that, Theo.
That's rude about Brentford.
Theo, that's not very nice. And Brentford, who are not safe yet, are they? Now,
No.
Wolves, what can we say about them? They went to the Emirates. Everyone thought it'd be 3-0, 4-0. And they were that close, weren't they, to a point?
They were. I was actually sending all my mates laughing emojis. And then
Excuse
as
me,
I sent
you haven't got any mates.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Pretend mates. That,
I sent my AI friends laughing emojis. And then AI bot responded to me saying, it's 2-1. Arsenal scored last minute. So I was a little bit gutted that I lost a few AI friends. Meta and Genie and all of them. Not got many left, maybe just GPT. But, Dad, I tell you what, Wolves at some point are going to win.
Yes.
And Brentford at home, on their rocky form, I think it's possible.
Well,
Rob Edwards masterclass here. I mean, I have backed Wolves over the season at random occasions, and they've got really close, but they always let me down. But at some point, they will win.
Do you know what? The interesting thing here, Keithy Andrews, Theo, who's got the Bolton link, he, of course, was at Wolves, wasn't he? So it's a return for him. Now, Brentford, it's 1 point in 3 games, Theo. It's a bit of a poor patch. But it's Wolves, and they've lost 9 in a row. And I wrote down 1-0 to Wolves here. Then I changed it to 1-1. And then I remembered that 9 in a row thing. How can I possibly say that Wolves will get anything from this game?
It's a very tough call. Will we miss Brentford's star man, Dango Utara, to AFCON?
Yeah.
That's a question. Henderson scored late and thought they won the game, and then Leeds came back and hit them with a goal.
Yes.
Just like when we were there, when Rafinha scored a late goal to keep them up in the Premier League. Do you remember? Leeds love away end scenes.
Imagine that Rafinha used to play for Leeds.
Oh my God.
These days, just think about that. And
now it's Ballon d'Or. We should have won the Ballon d'Or.
Less waffle here.
Yeah.
This is going to be Wolves 0, Brentford 1. Although I do think I'm wrong here. Actually.
Well, Dad, the comments have been roasting you. They say you've lost your juju in the Premier League predictions, your mojo, because you used to have the inside knowledge, you used to know all the inside facts.
I'm quitting, and I'm calling, the Tyne-Weir derby.
Honestly, the comments were saying Dad has lost his sort of, like, he doesn't follow it enough anymore.
Ooh.
And one of these things is, in games like this, how can you not back Wolves to win?
Because they've lost 9 in a row there. They've lost 9 in a row.
Brentford's form has been awful as well, and it's at Wolves, and I'm going to prove to you that I get this one right. Wolves 1, Brentford 0.
Should we make it
You'll see.
40 quid.
Why such a random number? Like,
I don't know, really.
Not 10 or 100. Anyway,
I know.
I'm going to be 40
67 quid.
Oh, now we're talking. Now we're talking. I want 6.7k likes as well, and then the bet is on.
Manchester City against West Ham United is second against 18th. It is the biggest mismatch of the week. Now let's talk about Man City. They have won 4 games in a row. They're catching up to Arsenal.
But Dad,
that man Haaland is scoring, and that man Phil Foden, my other son,
Is Haaland going off to AFCON?
Theo, what are you talking about?
Morocco gave him the call up.
Oh, did they? Go on.
Yeah, Haaland. They need.
Everyone
Morocco.
needs Haaland, Theo. Everyone needs Haaland.
Morocco called him up. They want to win AFCON. They've not done it. They've seen Egypt with 7 titles. Morocco just have 1. It's gone.
You can suddenly go from being Norwegian to...
Yeah, you can.
Right,
so Marmoush, Haaland, which strikers they got left? No more Ait-Nouri, no more Cherki.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. A lot of City players are missing. And what? You think they're going to go... You say it's the biggest mismatch. I guess you're going to go for a big City win then. Without all those players. Haaland, Ait-Nouri.
Theo, I don't get this Haaland thing. But anyway, let's talk about West Ham United, because they are in the drop zone, Theo. They are 3 points behind Leeds. And this is the last game they want this weekend, isn't it?
I was just thinking, if you were a fisherman, you're likely to either end up in Morocco or Norway. Both big fishing countries, They both love fish.
Or up in Hull. Hull's a big fishing place. Iceland is a big fishing place.
Maybe that's why Haaland got on a boat and went from Norway all the way down to Morocco.
The Chinese do loads of fishing. But anyway,
that's true.
Why are we talking about fishing here?
Because I'm trying to find a way from Haaland to accidentally end up in Morocco.
I'm trying to find a way from your jokes to a score
I don't know
prediction.
where I'm going with this.
Manchester City 3, West Ham United 1.
If Haaland hasn't gone to AFCON, he'll probably score a hat-trick. If you look at Man City West Ham games over the last few weeks, they've never played in the last few weeks. Last few years, it's always been a 3-goal scoring, 4-goal scoring match. Man City in the last 5 have either scored 3 or 4 goals against West Ham, home and away.
Wow.
Every single one, 4-1, 3-0, 3-1. They just smashed them. It's never small. And I bet you Thogdad's gone for a 2-0. I bet you.
Honestly, I've just said my result.
What did you say?
And you weren't listening.
3-1
to Manchester City.
A 2-goal difference. I'm right again. I'm going to go bigger because I think, it's okay. If Marmoush and Cherki and all those lads are gone, they've still got Foden, Thogdad's son. So they're going to win 4-0. They're going to do it. They're going to find a way. West Ham, I'm sorry, you bottled it against Villa very late on. How can I back you?
And I tell you what, that is the trouble with West Ham this season. The number of times that they've conceded leads. If it wasn't for that, I think they'd have 10 extra points there. They would be comfortably mid-table to higher.
I've just been told that Cherki's not Algerian, he's French. From my VAR assistant in my ear.
That's a bit embarrassing.
So they've not lost Cherki.
Yeah.
So my 4-0 prediction is more likely than you.
Yeah, go for it. Brighton and Hove Albion against Sunderland is 10th against 8th here. These are 2 teams with European ambitions, but for Brighton, it's a little bit of a mini slump at the moment.
It is a little bit of a mini slump, yeah. And look, I have to be honest. They have played Sunderland at the perfect time.
Yeah.
And you're probably thinking, no, they're just beating everybody. They're just beating Newcastle, they're on the road, they're happy, momentum. No, they're missing 6 players to AFCON.
Yes.
And this is a very new team as well. So how are they going to do with the very different lineup, travelling all the way down to the bottom of the coast, Brighton? I think all the odds are stacked against Sunderland here. I think Brighton are going to win.
Well, do you know the secret here for Brighton? They have to pick a player. Listen to this, manager.
It's a secret, say it quietly.
Danny Welbeck. Because, Theo, he used to play for Sunderland.
That's so secretive.
And he's never scored against Sunderland.
Wow.
So pick Danny Welbeck. If you do that, he'll score and you'll win.
A Thogdad message to the German Hutzerler right there.
Yeah.
Just like he's Tony Bloom.
But think about Sunderland.
You do look like a bit like a football owner. You know what you look like? You look like you're an owner of an NBA club and you're wearing the hoodie and you rock up to the games and you say, pick that player I like. I spend a lot of money. Star man. If you were a billionaire, you'd be that guy.
That is the way I roll, Theo. But let's talk about Sunderland, because this season, Theo, brilliant at home, but I think it's only, 8 points on the road. 2 wins, 2 draws on the road. And you're right, with all those players gone and with that sort of the hangover, they'll be celebrating all week from beating Newcastle.
100%, yeah.
I just think Brighton, it's a difficult place to go. It's Brighton's game.
Yeah, and Brighton are only missing Baleba, but they've got everybody else. They've got good squad depth.
Yeah.
Sunderland, as I said, a massive team missing. This will be a solid home win. I'm going to go 2-0. And let's give Let's give that Greek lad up top a goal. I think his name is Zalis.
Okay.
I've got a feeling he's scoring today. I know you've said Welbeck, but I'm going to go different.
Right, and I'm going to go 2-1 to Brighton. AFC Bournemouth against Burnley of Lancashire is 13th against 19th. These are two teams, Theo, who are really struggling in recent weeks. Scotty Parker, Theo, returns to Bournemouth, but this is all about the sevens. Let me explain this, Theo. Bournemouth have not won in 7 games. Burnley have lost the last 7 Premier League games. Can both teams lose this?
So is Ronaldo going to play?
Oh, go on, 007. Theo.
No, not 007. His number is, he owns the word 7. I mean, he's trademarked it. You have to pay a copyright for that.
Oh, no, do I? How much do you want, Cristiano?
Well, you'll have to ask him over in
anyway,
Al Nassr.
Less waffle, Theo. What's going to happen here?
Well, if Ronaldo plays, one of the team's going to win.
Talk about Bournemouth, Theo, at Old Trafford.
Dog Dad's trying to save PL prediction.
I'm trying to save the channel. Talk about Bournemouth at Old Trafford. What a game that was, Theo. I missed it. I was out east, wasn't I, Theo?
To be fair, Bournemouth have been... Yeah, I watched that game, actually. I'm not going to lie, I watched it. Yeah. And 4-4, the goals kept flowing in.
And it could have been 5-4. Bournemouth could have scored in
I was playing a pub quiz in a pub that didn't show Premier League football because they're, all woke London, woke pubs. And I was trying to answer these questions on my Sky Go. The goals kept flying in. I was thinking, why not just go down Brexit Boozer and watch the football? I missed out. And I came third in that pub quiz anyway. I didn't make any money. Second place got a prize. First place won the lot. So I was a bit gutted, to be honest. But the game was amazing. Kroupy in the end, just when everyone thought it was over, popped up with the goal to equalise, which obviously is bringing more nightmares to United now, and we'll talk about that later because they're missing a few AFCON players. But for Bournemouth, they've got quite a European squad. Yeah. They aren't missing too many players. This is Iriola's chance to get a big win, and they need it, as you said, 7 without a win. Of course, a few draws in there, not like Burnley. So this is their chance. Bournemouth 2, Burnley 0. They're going to do it here. Wow. I believe. I'm saying it.
And you've mentioned the lad Kroupy, Theo. Yeah. He loves a goal away from home late on, doesn't he? And he could be the one. With
Semenyo gone to AFCON, this is Bournemouth's chance.
It is.
Kroupy Jr. Don't just call him Kroupy. He's like Neymar Jr.
Is he? Now
he's probably wearing number 7. I've forgotten the number.
Burnley last week, Theo, against Fulham. I mean, they threw that away, really. They just didn't put the ball in the net, did they?
Yeah.
I mean, they lost 3-2, but it was all about Fulham taking their chances. I think they had 3 shots on goal and 3 goals.
Well, they got Harry Wilson. Unbelievable.
Sensational. But we'll talk about them later. But I agree, this simply has to be a home win, 2-1.
Yeah, we agree.
Tottenham Hotspur against Liverpool is bizarrely 11th against 7th here because, I mean, historically, this is a big game, but these are two teams who are struggling at the moment. Now, let's talk about Spurs and struggling. How can you go to the City ground and lose 3-0?
Terrible. We both predicted Spurs to come off a bad patch there and win.
Yes.
And we jinxed it. Don't bet against that solid Forest team. Absolutely. And we'll talk about that at the end of this video, Monday Night Football. But Tottenham-Liverpool, the most unpredictable game of the year. Let me go through the last 3 results. 5-1, 4-0, 3-6.
No.
Yes.
Wow.
That's actually the recent scorelines. But importantly, who's been the winner of all those 3? Liverpool.
Yes.
Liverpool have been the winner. Yes. So, despite coming across right now on very different form, they do find a way to beat Spurs. They're missing Salah, but is that really going to cost them? They've now built the team without Salah, so they're ready to perform without him. Onslaught definitely has done that on purpose when for AFCON comes, which is clever. So the likes of Ekitike, you mentioned, Dad. You've got Gakpo. You've got up top. You've got loads of players that can score. So many players that that Liverpool team is new. Szoboszlai. Do you think they're going to come here and win?
Well, do you know what? Last week for Liverpool, it was Ekitike, wasn't it? Got that early goal, got a goal later on. And I felt so sorry for Mo Salah. Has he played his last game for Liverpool? Some people are saying that.
Maybe.
And his teammates really wanted him to score. A couple of times they passed it to him.
Chiesa just gave it to him.
He did.
He passed, he could have shot.
So Liverpool, of course, they haven't lost any of the last 4 Premier League games. 2 wins and 2 draws. I just think they're back. And Tottenham, you look at the last 7 games, they've only won 1 of them. And this season at home, they've been woeful, really.
See, I got a weird feeling that this is Isak's time to shine.
Yes.
Because this is when Spurs are missing a massive midfield hole of Bissouma and Pape Matar Sarr. So how they're going to fill those boots, I don't know. And when there's gaps in the midfield, there's a lot of opportunities for the forward line of the opposition. And that is Liverpool. And Isak will be waiting. And with Salah out the squad, he's going to feel refreshed, less ego. He's going to be ready to take that role. This is a great month for him to show how many goals he can score. I think Liverpool are going to win this 3-1, and Isak is going to spearhead them forward.
And I think you've hit the nail on the head, Theo, because Isak likes playing against Tottenham Hotspur. He knows where the net is. He does, if you look historically.
Yeah.
And I just think Liverpool are back. This is going to be Spurs 1, Liverpool 2. Leeds United against Crystal Palace. Leeds. Oh, sorry there, I got trapped into that. 17th against 5th. Two teams at different ends of the table, but that is not the complete story, is it, Theo?
No.
Because even though Palace are 5th, you fancy Leeds here.
I know. It's weird. Daniel Munoz is out. They've got 4 players out to AFCON. Leeds have got a pretty English, well, Northern Ireland, Scottish, like Welsh. They've got a very Isles team and European players as well that are doing well. They're on a recent good record.
Yeah.
This is Leeds to win. They've had tough games at home lately, Liverpool, Chelsea, and they come away with results, win and a draw.
You're right, and they scored 6 goals in those 2 games.
Yeah.
So you look at those 2 results and you think Leeds have got to win. The other thing you look at is Dominic Calvert-Lewin is back on form. I'm delighted about that. A lot of people wrote him off. He is scoring goals for fun here. So can Leeds do this?
This is the battle of the Germans. You've got Stack in Leeds midfield. Then you've got Crystal Palace's iconic manager, Oliver Glasner, who said that he's not going to extend his contract to Palace. What do you think about that?
That is a shame. I think he's a good manager. And you know what? You look at Palace in 5th place. Let's just say, well done, Palace. Because to a lot of people, I always joke about Palace, they always end up 12th. And somehow they always seem to end there. But this season, could it be different? Could they get into Europe?
What about Tanaka, Dad? Tanaka. What a great midfielder for Leeds.
Yes, he is.
Absolute engine room.
A thing about Palace, Theo.
There's 2 Japanese players, Tanaka against Kamada.
Yeah.
I think Kamada's out, but I just realised that. It's probably the only game of the year that we can say that.
Except in a Japanese game, there'd be loads of...
No, Premier League.
Yeah.
Against
I'm
Japan.
winding you up. But anyway, Crystal Palace, Theo, you look at their away form recently.
Yeah.
They have won 5 of the last 6 away games in all competitions.
But with Munoz out, that's a lot of crosses not put in the box.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to go to Ellen Road and get a win here. We know how hard that place is to go.
Yeah.
And it's in the prime of their form. I'll say my prediction first, Dad. Leeds 2, Palace 1.
I knew you'd do that. And I am going to go different, Theo. I'm going to go Leeds United 1, Crystal Palace 1.
Oof. It's possible, very possible. Don't bet against Palace. I've done it a few times, got it wrong, so we'll see.
Yeah. Everton against Arsenal is 9th against 1st, Theo. From the Hill Dickinson, it is one of the games of the weekend. Now, Everton did not show up against Chelsea, Theo. Only had 1 shot on target. And one problem about this game, your friend, Dewsbury Hall, might be missing.
Illiman and Dye will be missing because of AFCON. Same with Garner Gay. So it's not the team they'll have against Chelsea. And I got told from my Everton mate that they had a lot of chances in that Chelsea game.
Yeah.
Actually, watching the highlights, I saw it too. They were very unfortunate to lose that game.
Yes.
They were unfortunate. They hit the woodwork. They had some good moments.
Yeah. What do you think about Arsenal at the moment? I mean, you look at that Wolves game and they didn't score. I mean, Wolves got all 3 goals.
They looked really good.
2 own goals.
In their last Champions League game, they were free scoring. Madueke, Martinelli. So I backed them to beat Wolves. So we both got a point for that. But we both predicted 3-4-0s and it was 2-1. And it was actually 1-1 till the end. So maybe that puts a little bit of scarcity into the Arsenal players, especially going away from home to a stadium that they've not been to before.
Yeah.
Everton have made their home games a bit of a decent atmosphere, getting some good results too. They're obviously missing key players, and that's why I think Arteta's very clever. He always thinks through to not buy African players because of AFCON.
Yeah.
Every 2 years they go missing for a month, an important month of the year. So I think Arsenal will win this game. They'll edge it out. They'll find a way. 2-1.
Yeah, now that is a very good shout, Theo. And I would like to see Arteta start Trossard here. For some reason, I think he could be the difference. This is going to be a low-scoring game.
It's funny you say that.
I mean, Everton defensively can really shut you out. Wouldn't be surprised if this is 0-0 at half-time.
Okay.
And it comes down to one bit of skill from someone like a Trossard.
Yeah.
I think Arsenal win this.
Okay.
1-0.
Wow, 1-0. Both 1 goal difference, Arsenal to win. Let's see.
Aston Villa against Manchester United is 3rd against 6th. It is a really, really tasty fixture from Villa Park. Now look at Villa, Theo. Look at how they started the season. The last 9 games, they have won them all, Theo. That is
amazing.
Some sort of record, that surely.
And they found a way to continue it at West Ham thanks to one man, Morgan Rogers.
Oh my God, did you see that winner?
One of the best.
Superb.
No, all of his performance. One of the best personal performances I've seen of an Englishman in the last few years, and it makes me really excited because we've got an important, we've not had a 10 like that. When was the last time we had a 10 that was that good? England, in my lifetime, have always missed that sort of midfielder that drives with the ball and builds midfield to attack.
Yeah.
Now we've got that guy who can shoot from range, he can have the engine, he's got it all. If he can balance it out with Bellingham, we've got a serious amount of threat there going forward.
We've got some superb players in that England
insane.
squad, Theo. Does he get in the 11? We will find out. And a lot of it depends on if he keeps playing like this.
I know.
How can he not be in the 11?
Tuchel's watching, he goes to games every week in England as well. So I'm really, really excited for the World Cup in the USA. If anyone's going, comment down below. But we might see you there. But
can you afford to? Bloody hell, I'll have to save up for that.
I know.
The ticket prices.
I know. Hope you guys subscribe, man. Fucking hell.
And I was watching Sky News there, and there's a Scottish lad came on, and he's like, don't any of you go bankrupt by following Scotland to the World Cup. Sheesh. It's going to cost like a 5-figure sum to
That's
go
for a different
out.
video. We should save that for a different video.
Oh my God, so that is a rant for another time.
We'll actually do that as a solo video, but let's talk about Villa United. That's not a World Cup game. This is a Premier League game in Birmingham. What is the score going to be?
Let's talk about Man United here, because they are the second highest scoring team in the league this season.
Yeah.
They've got 30 goals. And I want to talk about a player who we saw down in Portugal 6 or 7 years ago. Bruno Fernandes has been amazing. The number of goals and assists he's got in recent weeks is astonishing. Now, 4-4 against Bournemouth. What a game.
What a game.
So I think the United players, obviously they've got to tighten up defensively.
Well, they're now missing Amad Diallo, Mazraoui to Morocco, and Mbeumo.
Yes.
So and that's a big miss. Mbeumo scores a lot of goals.
He does.
I think it's time for United to take a loss, and Villa are going to make it 10 in a row.
Yeah.
Unai Emery, very experienced manager, on form, at home, whole end rocking, going for the title. It's very on now, very on, especially if Arsenal drop points this week, because they can. What do you reckon? I'm going to go 2-0 Villa.
Do you know what? We've got a neighbour downstairs, down there, who's a massive Villa fan. Whenever I see him, he comes up to me and he gives me one of those punches.
I can see it, Dad.
And he says Villa are going to win the league. This is going to be Aston Villa to win 2-1, but they won't win the league. Yeah,
Rodgers, if he can do something, if he turns it on, it's done. You'll forget Bruno's even on pitch. And I will say, I can picture the prince of the country lifting that Premier League trophy with Unai at the end of the season. Something about it. I don't know, it's weird. They're just finding a way to do it and not relying on Watkins. So let's see if they can find a way. What's the final game?
Did you just say that prince? You mean our future king, Theo?
I know, Prince William.
Prince William, His Royal Highness.
Sorry, yeah, I should say in the right turn, shouldn't I?
And by the way, he should be producing Match of the Day. He should be the presenter.
Really?
He's brilliant. When he talks about football,
You're waffling again, Dad. Let's get to the final game.
Fulham against Nottingham Forest is 14th against 16th. Two teams who won last week.
Yeah.
But neither of these teams is safe from relegation. Let's be honest about that, Theo.
And watching Burnley Fulham was like a relegation match. Two championship teams. Seriously.
Yeah.
Poor defence. Yeah, some good goals. Harry Wilson was great.
Superb.
But when Harry Wilson's standing out, you know the level's not that high.
But the thing about Fulham, Theo, win one, lose one, win one, lose one. That is the sort of season they have, isn't it, Theo?
It is.
And that's enough, because if you win 9 or 10 games, you stay up.
Don't draw and you'll stay up.
Yeah.
So if you predict draws in a Fulham game right now, you're a mug.
Except that Wolves don't draw and they're not staying up. But I take your point there. You know what I mean? Too many draws can be a bad thing.
Yeah, but they find a way to win. And this game, I think it's either they win it or it goes against them. There's no in between.
Yeah.
Because Forest are on fire. They've just beaten Spurs 3-0. They've got a great set of players. They've had a European break this week, so they haven't been travelling. We can't ignore that the squad, the quality. Fulham have had one signing in the summer, and that was that Ukrainian Brazilian winger. And Forest have basically bought a whole new squad because they've gone to Europe and they've had to change around. But for this week, when the whole squad's rested, ready to go, Sean Dyche has such a massive team to pick from.
Yeah.
So much quality. I mean, they're losing Sangare to AFCON, but they're bringing in Douglas Luiz. Dad, Douglas Luiz.
I know.
The Juventus Villa midfielder, the Brazilian.
Yeah.
So, Sean Dyche is laughing. He's got Igor Jesus up top, Hudson-Odoi on the wing, Morgan Gibbs-White. Do you understand what I'm doing here? I'm listing players better than Fulham.
Yeah.
And Fulham, what have they got? They're missing 3 Nigerians. Calvin Bassey gone. Chukwueze gone. And even the midfielder, Alex Iwobi. So they're all starters. And they've been playing Iwobi in the 8 because they've not got many players there. What are they going to do? I don't know. I think Forest win this game.
Do you know what? You make some very good points there. Fulham are a very good home team, but you look at Forest recently away from home. I think they've won 3 of the last 4, including at Anfield. Let's not forget what they did at Anfield. Now, I take your point about Fulham. They rarely draw, but for some bizarre reason, I've written down 1-1.
Wow.
I don't know why.
Well, I think this is a pretty obvious Forest win if you look at the teams. Because there's one team better than the other. And unless Fulham come away with some magic at Craven Cottage, maybe the river just blows the ball in the net, some river winds of the Thames, I can't see Fulham coming away with anything. Sorry, Kingo. So the score will be Fulham 0, Forest 1.
Oh, Neil King will not be pleased with that.
That is all the matches complete. Have a good Christmas. We'll see you in the next one. And Thog Dad is back.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.